If you're inspo tanks, and make no mistake, you've come to the right place. Just give Tennille the time to straight up blow your mind with a new show of drawing a blank.
Back on July 1st, 2018, I started this project of drawing a blank as a way to talk about art, fandoms, and media that just means a lot to me. Today is episode 100 of this series, and oh wow, I'm actually really proud to see how far I've come. It's wild to reach a milestone like this, but I'm so happy I figured out what I wanted to do with this show and how to use it as my creative outlet. It's been such an awesome project to work on, and I'm nowhere close to being done, so here's to another 100 episodes future me will be creating, and probably even more beyond that. And thank you guys for your feedback over the years. I'm humbled by the nice comments you've all given me, and I'm glad that I can be part of an art community like this one. Nothing blows my mind more than when I see people actually take inspiration from what I'm doing and creating their own amazing work from that. That's what I've always wanted this to be about, and it's really humbling. Just, wow, thank you. I've poured who knows how many hours into drawing art, writing scripts, and editing all these episodes, so today, for episode 100, I've decided to take a bit of a breather. Today, I'm going to be going over some old recordings I have of drawings that never ended up being turned into full-fledged drawing blanks, and talking about them. Unscripted, so, you know. I try to record most of the art that I do because sometimes I don't know if it'll turn into a drawing a blank or not. Sometimes I have full intentions of talking about a certain subject, only for me to either lose interest or need to start over from scratch. You may even recognize a decent amount of these from my intros over time, and who knows, maybe I'll come back to a few of these ideas in the future. So starting off with a big one, like this was one of the original drawing a blanks I was planning to do, and it was going to be a multi-part one where I essentially talk about how to put a map together or a multi-animator project together, because I always was getting a bunch of questions about this. You can actually see the date down in the corner of my computer of when I started this one. And it was July 15th, 2018. So yeah, this was supposed to be like episode 5, maybe like 10 if it took me a really long time to get the project going. So I've only ever done or hosted one multi-animator project. And that was my Better Days map. A lot of you know it, although it's kind of an older video on my channel now. I always wanted to do another one, but I've always been so busy, and like hosting maps is really hard work. But what I wanted this one to be, and people feel free, you can take this idea, do whatever you want with it, because there's no way I'm ever going to have time to do it now. I wanted to do a map of Crowfeather, because you know, he's like my favorite Warriors character, with the song Just Dance by Lady Gaga, but using a cover of Just Dance by Gary Go, which is a much more slower, somber take on the song, and it was going to be about his perspective during the New Prophecy and the Power of Three. I wanted it to be all moody and angsty and everything like that. So free map idea out in the wild for any of you guys to use. Go ahead, have fun, be free. Anyway, the point about this recording was just talking about what you should put on a reference sheet when you're designing characters for a map. So my main goals for this map was to make sure that Crowfeather and Nightcloud and Breezepelt were all very distinct from each other as characters that are basically just described as black cats. So I was going to talk a little about character design and how to make sure that the designs would be distinct even if they were done in other people's styles. So this would have been talking about all the resources that you need to put together for the artists before you even put up a map call, like the script and the references and style guides and yada yada yada. So like I said, that is a free idea just out there in the void now. Do with it what you will. This next one is quite a bit more recent. I'd say this is probably from like, well, I'm still working in Paint Tool Sci. So it's probably at least like 4 or 5 months old. Maybe half a year. I just wanted to draw Darkstalker again. I get an urge to draw Darkstalker like every few months. I'm like, alright, it's time. I need to draw the Stinky Man. And you can even see another drawing that I might come back to, that I'm using as reference for another drawing a blank I want to do. Because I just want to do a drawing a blank where I talk about how much I love Darkstalker and how he's written. Yeah, I just wanted to draw him looking sassy. So I did, and he's wonderful. Everyone should go read Legends Darkstalker. It's a fantastic book. And Wings of Fire in general. If you have not read Wings of Fire, you're doing yourself a disservice. Alright, jumping around all over the place. This is another really old one. This one... I know this reference photo over here is what dates this particular failed drawing a blank. There was a meme going around Twitter where everybody was sent to this link where it would like narrow down your favorite 6 Pokemon for a team by you just like clicking what Pokemon you do and do not like. So I was planning on drawing them. And then I got done drawing Esper, and I realized that I don't particularly care for drawing Pokemon, and I'm not particularly good at it, so I stopped. This was also before Whitney and I started doing our RNG teams and Pokemonday. So this was before my Gen 1 Gene team, where I got to draw them all in like pants, which was fantastic. So I really just did not have any practice drawing Pokemon, and it's such a different art style from my own that I was just very intimidated by this that early on in drawing a blank. I was like, I do not want to spend a whole episode of drawing a blank going, yeah, I don't know how to draw Pokemon, but anyway, here's Esper. I love him, baby. Oh yeah, you can even see me using my classic, very, very sketchy, cleaned up sketch style here. I enjoy drawing like that. I love seeing the rough line art. It's fun. Ooh, here was one that I didn't think I was ever really going to use for drawing a blank, but Procreate records all my drawings anyway, so I just kind of want to include this one for fun. I just wanted to draw my fursona as a foreteller because I can, and the foretellers have really cool designs. I love the animal masks put on top, so yeah, that one's nice and short and sweet. Oh yes, this was another fun one. So I've been wanting to do a couple of different The World Ends With You and or Tweewee drawing a blanks because I love The World Ends With You, but oh my god, the art style. The art style is so intimidating, and this is coming from someone who enjoys drawing Kingdom Hearts characters. The art style for Tweewee just like bends my mind a little bit. You ever look at an art style and you're like, I love that, but I do not know how to draw that. Tweewee is like that for me. I absolutely adore the art style, but when it comes to trying to recapture that or trying to draw it my own way, it melts my mind a little bit. So anyway, this was just another trend that was going around where people were redrawing screen caps of Kingdom Hearts scenes, I believe, was what was going on. And I decided I wanted to redraw Bastard Joshua from his appearance in Dream Drop Distance. In Dream Drop Distance, Joshua is really nice for some reason. He's not like that in the original game. He's a total prick in Tweewee. He's great. So I wanted to kind of try and capture that bastard energy. That's all I can think of to say is just bastard. Look at that bastard. In my redraw. So this one I did actually, I think I posted it to Twitter and I posted it to my Kingdom Hearts Tumblr, but I did record myself drawing it, and I don't know that I ever necessarily intended to make it a drawing a blank, but I did record it, so I figured I'd share it. Oh god, this one hurts me. So I could do a whole drawing blank just on Lauriam alone. So this is again talking Kingdom Hearts. Lauriam specifically is from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and he has a sister named Strelitzia, and I love them, and I drew this around the time that screen cap that you see in the corner there was done, or that update came out. And I just wanted to redraw this scene because it's so precious and I love them. Lauriam went, okay, Marluxia as a character was always like, he's cool, but you know, like they don't go a whole lot into him. So he's not like one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts characters, but damn, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross's story, it's a mobile game, but it's so good, and like it shot Lauriam right up to like S tier character for me. I just love him now. He's and Strelitzia is so sweet. This was a fun one to do. It was also one of the first drawings that I full drawings that I did in Procreate. So I'm still learning some of the tools in that. But Procreate's a great program, and this was fun to do. It definitely encouraged me to try and do more Kingdom Hearts art because I just enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun, and it's relaxing. It takes me a really long time to do because A, they're people, B, they're Kingdom Hearts characters, and C, fashion. But it's a really good exercise for me, and it's something different from just drawing animals all the time, which I love doing, but it's making me like broaden my scope a bit. I love it. Ooh, okay, speaking of broadening my scope, this is one that I think I will come back to. You may see this exact recording again someday in the future. I would not be surprised. Because I wanted to do a drawing a blank just talking about trying to draw in different styles and how you shouldn't get too married to your own style. So I wanted to particularly talk about some styles that influence my own work and try drawing in them. And for this one, I love how this piece turned out. And I'm glad that now that I'm posting, now that this recording's out there in the wild, I'll be able to post this art because I've been keeping it a secret for myself until I posted the video. But this was drawn probably 3 or 4 months ago already. And this was also while I was still learning CS Paint when I got my new computer. And I wanted to draw Spotty and Wild in a very classic, romantic, Tetsuya Nomura style. Like the Final Fantasy concept art kind of drawings, and I want to gush over my own art for a little bit. I really like how this turned out, and a lot of it just has to do with the fact that I love Nomura's artwork, and trying to figure out exactly what makes his style look good was a lot of fun. It took using a lot of harsh angles and lighting techniques that I don't normally use, but after doing this piece, I was like, yes, I need to do this more often. And you got Spotty and Wild looking in different directions. I love them. Oh, and the soft blue lighting too. That's a very Final Fantasy Nomura thing. Oh, it looks so good. It looks like it has so much depth. Oh, here we go, another one back at Paint Tool Sigh. This is a redraw of Redtail, and I know exactly when I decided to do this one too. It was because everyone was just drawing Redtail at this time, and I was like, I want to draw Redtail, and so I did. As you can see, I have an old design of him off to the side that I'm using as a reference, but I'm not necessarily married to that design. There's a lot I'm changing about it, particularly just the giving it a little bit more like sharpness and variety in the sizes that I use. Just in general, making the design sharper. I think I held on to this one as a recording in case I wanted to edit a whole bunch of Warrior Wednesdays back to back, but I just never ended up getting to it. And I think at this point, if I did end up recording a bunch, I'd probably just turn them into a drawing a blank as opposed to going back to Warrior Wednesdays, because they were a lot of work for not a whole lot of payoff. Oh, I also used a much better red color in this one. I like that red. That's a nice red. Oh man, this one. Okay, so this is one I was really disappointed I never got around. So this is one that I'm kind of disappointed I never got back around to completing, because I liked how it was turning out, but at this point I would definitely just start over. The subject of this drawing a blank was just supposed to be about, hey, I know you hate drawing backgrounds, but why don't we work through this together and talk about how to learn how to draw backgrounds? And I wanted to draw some scenes from what was then River Clan territory in Clouded Moon, but now obviously would be River Colony territory. And I was just trying to mess around and learn how to draw like water and pretty river vistas. Yeah, you can see me like blocking out my colors. It's very saturated, but I think more saturated than what we would use for Clouded Moon now. But I was really proud of how this was coming along while I was working on it. But it is definitely too old now for me to go back to this. I would absolutely just start over. I learned a lot from doing just this, even though it was never finished. And I took that and I've worked on my background since. And you know what? If that's all it ends up being, it still has a fond memory in my heart. Sometimes you learn the best lessons from art that you never complete, and that is perfectly fine. Oh, I think this drawing is actually in my current intro. But I'm almost 100% positive I'm never going to make a drawing a blank with this art included. So I just wanted to use her as like intro fodder. This is Sasha. She's a character I've had since I was a teen. And she is probably going to be integrated into my current work in progress story about the mages. If you've seen my Time Snake episode, you know what I'm talking about. So Sasha is probably going to be reworked into that story. I just really felt like drawing her in Procreate and trying to update her design a bit, because it had been like a few years since I had last drawn her. But she's a pirate and she's badass, and that's the important things to know about her. She also likes explosives. Who doesn't like a wolf pirate, explosive loving pirate? Yes. Now this was definitely one of the first drawings I did in Procreate. You can see I am struggling with trying to figure out exactly what kind of brushes I want to use. Procreate's a great little program, but it did take me a little bit to figure out how to work with it. And for some reason, when I first started using the program, I was having a rough time with the colors getting muted. Like, even when I color picked them from reference sheets, I don't know what that was about. I haven't really had that problem since. I must have adjusted or fixed something. This is a drawing of Timberlake, Peach, and Stone, 3 field colony characters that I really like their dynamic. I like that Timberlake is this big brother figure to both of these characters. He's literally Peach's big brother, but he's also a big, strong influence in Stone's life as his mentor, and they're all just very sweet. I love their dynamic a lot. I could very easily see me just doing a drawing a blank on them in the future just because I want to. I like these characters. Alright, and time for the last one. This one's a little awkward because this one I actually talk about in a drawing a blank or somewhere, I'm like, yeah, I'm planning on doing a Wings of Fire review of Dragon Slayer, drawing a blank, and I'm gonna talk about what I want to, like, what I'm theorizing for books going forward, and I just never got around to it. I started doing this art, and this is one of those drawings a blank where I was less focused about the art and more focused on the script. And that might sound odd, but there's definitely times where it's like, okay, I want to talk about this subject, so I'm doing art to fit what I want to write about. And then sometimes there's drawing the blanks where it's like, I want to do this art, but I have no idea what I want to talk about. And then I, figure it out. And this was definitely one of those where I was like, I want to talk about this, so I guess I need to do some art for it. And it was just the fact that I needed to do art for it that I didn't end up getting around to it, because the art was taking a long time and I had other projects going on. Basically, what I wanted to talk about with this piece of art is I wanted to talk about what I would like to see happen with Sky and Ren in future Wings of Fire books. So I guess some spoilers for Wings of Fire and some speculation theories here. I really want to see Sky and Ren as teachers or professors at Jade Academy, and I want to see them be like representatives for dragon and human relations, and like teaching dragons how to speak with humans, and for Ren to like bring humans and dragons closer together. I don't want the series to go full like humans and dragons are best friends, dragon riders, woohoo, but I do want to see them explore what a Wings of Fire universe would do if they had to work at human relations as like from a political standpoint, not as a we're best friends now, haha kind of standpoint. I hope that makes sense. But I thought that seeing Sky and Ren in the position of teachers at Jade Academy would be a cool first step to this and be really interesting to explore. I don't know if the books will ever go this way. This is just like my own, man, I wish they would do this, because I think that Twee Sutherland would do would do some really interesting stuff with this. Alright, and I think that's all the time I'm going to have to show you today. There's definitely many other art projects that I have started and not finished, or scripts that I have started and not finished, but I'm going to hold on to those because those are definitely ones that are more likely to show back up in the future. And it was fun going back to a lot of these. It's wild seeing them come from, some from the beginning of when I was drawing a blank, as opposed to now. Just in a few years, I've learned a lot. And part of that is, just thanks to you guys being here and supporting me and telling me to keep moving forward. I love what I do. I'm glad that I've been able to branch out and try so many different things. I mean, just in this video alone, there was how many different subject matters. And there's so many other projects that I'm looking forward to starting and I'd love to try. And yeah, I can't believe it's been 100 episodes. That's so crazy. Anyway, I know this one was a bit more rambly because it was unscripted. This is how I talk when I'm not scripted. But anyway, I hope you all are having a fantastic week. Remember that not every project you do needs to be finished to have gained something from it. And even if you don't gain something from it, that's fine. Sometimes things are just things. And have a fantastic week. Stay inspired. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe and all of that. And if you would like to support this channel and the next 100 episodes of Drawing a Blank, you can support me over on Patreon. If you're part of the Patreon, you can be part of the Discord server, and you can even get art commissions from me. Also, if you would just like to do a one-time donation, you can do that over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Sixerite. We are actually offering stickers right now to people who donate, so for just $5 you could get a random set of Pokémon stickers, done by my partner Whitney. They're fantastic. You can also get other merch from us by going over to our Redbubble store. We have prints, stickers, magnets, all kinds of stuff there. And last but not least, I want to inform you all about commissions that I plan on doing right on the spot on December 19th, so that is next Sunday. If you would like to get a little Your Character Here commission, I'll be doing those all day on Sunday here, and you can sign up for a form that I will have posted on the stream. So if you'd like to get a commission, that is the day to do it. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Thank you so much for all your support. Bye-bye!